right, welcome to another episode of the Cherrypicker Podcast. I'm your host, CJ Tafato. I'm really excited to be joined today by Katherine Valente, Director of Recruiting for 1800Accountants. It's America's leading virtual accounting firm for small businesses. How's it going? What's going on?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. I know we've connected a couple of times over the last couple of months, so really excited to be here and share a little bit about 1-800Accountant.
Well, we're really happy to have you. We're looking forward to hearing, what it's like to work at 1800Accountants, your hiring process, what you look for in potential candidates, maybe some about your culture, maybe future growth initiatives to help educate our listeners who are on the Cherrypicker app that they may get a request from you. So it'd be great to know a little bit more insights on what's happening today. So tell us a little bit about yourself, about your role at 1800Accountants. I know we mentioned you're the director of recruiting, and then what do you guys look for in potential candidates?
So again, my name is Kat. People call me Kat. I've been with the company for a little over 3.5 years now. I'm the director of recruiting. So essentially, my role here is to oversee hiring for all of our offices and verticals. And I'll work on some higher level roles myself, which I honestly really enjoy because sometimes when you move into these roles, you don't get to do the thing that you really love to do. So I'm always really thrilled to work on those like director and VP level roles. So a little bit more about us, and I think what sets us apart from some other accounting firms, right? We are virtual. We've been virtual for a long time. We didn't jump on like the virtual bandwagon, right? We've been doing this for a long time, and we really look to leverage technology to help small business owners, right? And I think that that's exciting because we're not using technology to get rid of people. We still want that human connection, that human piece. So we still look for accountants, bookkeepers, payroll specialists who are very client focused, who enjoy what they do. I think that's something else that's a little different about what we look for in candidates, right? So of course, we want you to have that tax accounting knowledge, especially for small business owners. But we also want you to really love talking and helping small business owners.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, being tech forward and having that flexible work environment can definitely attract top talent to your organization. I know that's what a lot of people are looking for these days. And it's great to be virtual because now you can actually spend a lot of time removing some of the administrative tasks and focusing on the personality and servicing these clients to the best of their ability. So awesome. So it's your overall culture. How do you stay connected? Do you guys have any events or anything that you guys, any meetups or any initiatives that you guys run through to keep people together and for retention purposes?
I think we all know it's hard in this virtual work world that we're in now, right, to kind of stay connected. But we try to do as much as possible. For myself, just giving an example of my own team, I'm very connected to my team. We have weekly meetings, we have one-on-ones, we have several group chats that we're constantly in, right, on G Chat all day. And then in terms of just things the company does, so we have an employee engagement committee that works really hard to keep our employees engaged. So we do things like running, since it's Halloween, right? Like running a virtual costume contest where people can submit their, pictures of their costumes and we give out prizes. We do have a couple events, right, for some of our hybrid or in-person employees. For instance, we have a big holiday party at the end of the year in both our Florida offices, which is our sales office, and also in our New York office, which is our tax and accounting office. And then, we're constantly trying to think of new ideas and new ways to keep and stay connected in this kind of virtual world that we're in.
Absolutely. Yeah. Employee retention and engagement has been very challenging for a lot of remote organizations, but it sounds like you have the right ideas and it's attractive to our audience, I'm sure, that's listening to this. So I guess what are some key qualities? You touched upon, personality and accounting background, obviously, because you're a public accounting firm. What else do you look for in a candidate? I guess when they're working remotely, tell us a little bit about what would make them successful at 1800Accountants.
So again, definitely that client focus piece, right, is really important to us. Also, people who are collaborative, because we have a lot of teams here and a lot of, cross-functional work. So we want people who enjoy helping each other and working with each other. So I think that's really important to us as well. And I think mentioning kind of like remote work, right, it can be difficult to work remotely, so I think you have to be comfortable working autonomously and being a little bit of like a self-starter because you're not really going to have someone sitting next to you. Your manager's not going to be behind you, breathing down your neck, so to speak, right? So I think you have to be comfortable working on your own, which I know a lot of people enjoy, right? They don't really want to be micromanaged these days, right? So I think it's
100%.
it's nice, right, to have that type of environment where you can just feel free to just do your job, right? So do your job and collaborate with people across not only your team but other teams as well.
Yeah, I think that's very conducive to like a positive work-life balance. And I'm a big believer in we're a remote organization. We have, help we have people in India, we have people in
Mhm.
Caribbean, we have people in the United States, we have, team members all over the place. It's good to not have somebody breathing down your neck. I'm not that kind of boss. Like as a founder, I want to make sure that people have lives, and it's important to be able to like spread your wings a little bit and have a little bit of a
Mhm.
personality, have things you like to do. And it's not all work all the time. Like we do work hard, play hard, but I really believe in this post-COVID remote culture. Some people enjoy the camaraderie, which I do miss sometimes, obviously being in an
Right.
office, but
Yeah,
you said you have offices in Florida, you have
we
offices in New York. So
do.
if they want to come in, you got the
Yeah.
best of both worlds.
Mhm.
So that flexibility is definitely sounds like a really good opportunity for somebody who's interested in staying in public accounting. So obviously public accounting could have a rough connotation on work-life balance. So what is it like on clients? What does your work-life balance look like? Because that's the number one question we get asked all the time is when you're actually on these engagements, what can a candidate expect their life to be like? Do they work really late nights? I mean, obviously in busy seasons you do, but tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so actually for us, it is a little bit different for a
Mhm.
few reasons, right? So again, we're helping small business owners. So we might not have maybe the most complicated, clients where you're spending hours and hours on one particular client. You'll have a lot of different clients that you're working with, which is exciting because you get exposure to a lot of different industries and types of people, which I don't think you always get at like a
Mhm.
larger firm. And then I think, the other thing about us is that although yes, during the height of tax season you're going to be a little bit busier, and I think everyone who works in this industry just understands that, but we have actually in regards to required hours, whereas I know some firms you have to work 80, 90, 100 hours, we require a minimum of 55 during tax season, which I think in this industry is not crazy at all. And again, with a lot, most of our staff on the accounting side of the business being virtual, I think that also really helps with work life balance, right? So even if you have a
Mhm.
long day, to be able to kind of shut your laptop down and not have to commute home after that and have that
It
extra
adds
hour of
up.
stress,
That
it
adds up.
really
I
it
don't miss that.
helps. No, no.
I don't
So
miss that at all.
I think
That's
that's
great.
another
Yeah.
thing that's really helpful is just being in this virtual space.
I think so too. I mean, productivity has to naturally just go up because you're not sitting in traffic for an hour each
Mhm.
way. And I used to think about that because your time is valuable. And I obviously you want to have to be able to fill up that time somehow. And you're like, you think about all the things you can do sitting in traffic, and
Mhm.
you're like, of course, it's a good podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the radio isn't what it was. Like, obviously, we used to have just like Z100, in New York and, Hot 97 or whatever. But now we have like podcasts we can actually listen to, but you can't watch a movie. You can't do
Right.
your laundry. You can't prepare dinner.
You can't
So
read a book.
this is can't read a book. That would be very dangerous unless you're on a bus, obviously, or a train. Don't recommend that. We're not, don't text and drive, don't
Don't
read
do
and
that.
drive, don't watch movies and drive. Yeah, no, 100%. So cool. So let's talk
Mhm.
about one last thing. So,
Yeah.
what is the one thing you wish more candidates knew about 1-800 accountants or your hiring process in general?
Yeah, I think a few things. One, myself and my team are very focused on the candidate experience. It's our top priority, just making sure everyone enjoys every interaction that they have with our recruiting team, with our hiring managers. It's something I check in on after people start with the company. So, as a new hire, we send out recruiting surveys because, again, I just want to make sure that people are, it was a smooth process. They were treated well, the most important, right? Because we're dealing with people. I tell my team, even if you're talking to someone who winds up to be the worst candidate, right? You realize during the interview, oh my God, they have no experience. They don't know what they're talking about. I still want you to treat them with, grace and kindness. That's really important. So I think that's a huge thing is that candidate experience. And then just again about the company itself and the fact that we're really leveraging technology to help more small business owners. I think that that's something that's exciting that you really feel like you're helping people and you're making an impact. You could have such an impact on someone's life who's a small business owner. You probably know, right? Being a small business yourself, saving someone a couple $100s is going to make a huge difference in their, day and in their life. So I think that part of it too. And just that, yeah, again, we're leveraging technology, but we're not getting rid of people. right? So we're
100%.
we're leveraging these new tools and technologies to help scale so that we can help more small business owners, but not
Hmm.
at the expense of getting rid of that human connection. You're still going to have designated tax advisors, designated tax accountants who are going to talk to you, give you advice, really kind of hold your hand through the process because as you know, again, it can be very stressful being a small business owner, especially a very new small business owner. So having someone like one of our tax advisors or tax accountants on your side who can really help you, it's just a huge relief and really takes a huge burden off of people.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. If you're looking to join, it looks like a very tech forward, flexible work arrangement type public accounting firm where you're not going to get destroyed by busy season hours and have some personal life. I would highly recommend 1-800 Accountants. They're on the Cherrypicker platform, and be on the lookout for any introductions or jobs that come through that may fit your background. It'll be sent directly to your mobile app. You can download that mobile app on the App Store on Apple or the Google Play Store. And we look forward to seeing more from 1-800 Accountants. We're excited to see what the future holds for you guys. I invite everybody to check out www.getcherrypicker.com if you want more information about Cherrypicker, and check out this interview is going to be on our YouTube and on LinkedIn. Follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all your social media channels, and we look forward to sharing more episodes like this today. Thanks for coming on board, Catherine. It's great chatting.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.
Thank you.